This world is a very unaccepting, cruel place when it comes to each individual truly tapping into a point of acceptance of self. When you accept yourself, you even find the beauty within those darker aspects of your nature. The only time that it sabotages our world and actually has us diminishing our own worth is when we cannot find a pathway to utilize that energy. Instead, we push it down. We hide it behind the masks we wear in order to live, in a way that is acceptable to the outer world. But this is the place that fails you. It places heavy limitation within your ability to transmute that energy and have it working for you. That heavier energy is a force on its own. It's a root energy. It is your ground energy, the base of everything you are. And when you know it is a part of you and you embrace it fully, you wear it really well. You no longer have it running rampant and just taking control over your steps anymore. Instead, you feel it surging through you and you begin to channel it into the direction you wish it to go. You utilize it as a means to compete with your own self-limiting beliefs and thoughts. That alone opens up new doorways for yourself, because that intentional channeling of that energy to be directed down that pathway where you were once stuck, you see it like a mirror staring back at you, showing those limits within yourself. And it's from that place, that point, that you get to decide for yourself, am I going to stay here in this place and judge myself, or am I going to utilize that as a challenge upon myself to step into the uncomfort and utilize that heavy energy to give me a kick in the butt, basically, and push me through that doorway that I have not been able to open for whatever period of time, because this is truly the thing that keeps you stepping forward and leveling yourself up. It's just when it comes from a place of limiting ourselves and criticizing ourselves and being worried and concerned about the way the outside world sees us and judges us, this is the only thing that ever holds you back. It is like being dragged down in water with this massive stone, tied onto you, and it's just constantly pulling you down. Instead, you swim with it and you find a way to untie that heavy weight from you and power yourself up to come back and breathe above the water. This is what it is like, embracing those heavier energies. Allow it to skyrocket you through your limitations. It is so healthy. It is a blessing to work with the darker aspects of yourself, and nothing you should ever be ashamed of or hide away from or feel the need to run away from. This is part of you. And it's the acceptance, the allowing, where you begin to understand it and you begin to build the ability to work with those heavier energies, because you are no longer allowing it to run its course where it takes control over you with this irrational unawareness of what that energy actually is and how it can be utilized. You're not letting it control your steps anymore. You become the ruler of the darker aspects of yourself. There are so many healthy ways where you can express that darker energy where it doesn't bring harm or inflict suffering onto any other soul outside of you, and especially to yourself. Because when you stop allowing yourself to beat yourself up for feeling these heavier energies, you will stop dishing it out on others. You will not utilize these energies to bring harm or hurt or pain onto anybody outside of you. Instead, you direct it into growing yourself and opening up those doors of limitation, those doors that were once locked. You begin to see the blockages and be able to push through and open those doors up for yourself. You are the key to your unlocking. You embracing them and loving them and understanding that that is your powerhouse of energy right there. It is a force of its own and it is very powerful. The moment you begin to understand this, you're no longer threatened by it, not within yourself, and therefore you're not threatened by any darker energies that play out outside of you. You get it, that it is just an energy displaying itself in many different forms, but you know what it is. So instead, you see it through a lens of understanding, and then you can direct that energy your way. How much do you want it to serve your greater good? it is only ever through your acceptance of self where you are able to balance those energies and exist from a harmonized state. You will sometimes tap into your darker aspects and you will utilize them in the most beneficial way that serves your greater good and therefore has such a positive effect on the world outside of you. The more you love on yourself, the more you appreciate all dimensions of yourself, the more you inject goodness into the world outside of you. I really hope this makes sense for somebody and you can take the goodness out of what I wish to offer here, because it always comes with the best of intentions and never to go against another individual's beliefs on how they see their world. It is just to offer that diversity. My authentic state of existing is truly just mine, but if it can inspire you to embrace more of you, that is all I ever wish to do. Until the next message, take care.